All right, everyone, today is the big day. As you see, we have the Destiny 2 Edge of Fate reveal. We are currently around 23 minutes out, but I figured to come on here a little earlier and just talk. I am very excited for this. I really hope this shows the future of Destiny and it goes in a great direction. And there's going to be a lot of changes, and I'm really interested to see what they do. Obviously, I have been posting a ton of recap builds on the channel, so if you all want a build prepared for the CLC or even Ride of the Dawn, be sure to go check the channel out. I have a whole playlist made of all the best / easiest builds that you all voted for as well, so you helped me out a lot with those videos. I truly appreciate it. It was a ton of work, but I'm very happy the way they turned out. I'm glad you all are enjoying them. But with this reveal, what I'm expecting, obviously we're going to see the new planet. I'm really hoping they show how this new story system's going to work. I have my fingers crossed that we get a new subclass. I don't think it's going to happen. If it's no new subclass, I hope we at least get some new aspects, maybe some new prismatic aspects, stuff like that. Obviously, I think we'll get new exotics and stuff. They'll probably show some of those off. Probably not everything, but I really hope this is a major turning point to Destiny that a lot of people are hyping up to be. I mean, obviously, again, there's going to be a ton of changes, and again, I'm just super excited. I can't wait to get into it. The music is already sounding phenomenal. The visuals are looking very cool with all the little planets or moons rotating. I think it's moons rotating around the planet, the non-symbols in the back. It's very cool. But we got 21 minutes left, and I will see you all then. Here we go, chat. 3, 2, 1. Start off with the trailer. Yep. Well, I would think so.
What follows light and shadow?
Okay, so it's the emissary.
Silence.
Light and shadow is
That
silence.
silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins.
Okay. Classic ship.
I see sapient life turn to each other.
It's crazy watching us fly out.
They remember how to look to the stars. They remember curiosity.
We're just passing everything. Oh, man.
They remember how to thrive. But they
I have chill bumps.
forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler.
Okay.
They forgot that they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will. But not through me. Find someone else.
For what? What is happening? Is that... Okay. All right.
My will is my own.
Okay. Bro, what? I have so many questions. Like, what? The transformation was sick.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome here to Bungie HQ in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up here to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well.
Okay.
My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As always, I'm joined
This
by some of my
backdrop,
amazing
by the
colleagues
way,
here at Bungie to share some of the finer
looks
details of the stuff that we're
crazy.
going to be getting into today. So, how about we go ahead and get into it so we can show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone that you've probably seen if you've tuned into our streams before or Vidocs. The
anything on
one
the
and only
table?
Mr. Robbie Stevens, Assistant Game Director here at Bungie. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a day with you.
Yeah, it's been a nice time, honestly, hasn't it? Yeah, well,
Always.
to that end as well, for anyone that doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself and what you do here?
Yeah, sure. So I'm one of the creative and game directors for the game. So that means like I'm a vision holder and I work across the entire Destiny team with people like Allison and Dylan on the couch here to chart a new course for Destiny and a new future for the game. And just incredibly excited to be sharing with everyone today.
There's
what
4 mugs, Destiny
Anyway, we've
4.
got a big show ahead, so thank you for being here.
Confirmed.
Yeah, of course.
And of course, as we move, pardon me, right on down the line, someone who again has also had the good opportunity to join us on these streams as well, and is now firing some finger guns like a pro. Destiny's narrative director, the one and only Allison Lures. Allison,
Hello.
how's it going?
It's going so good. I'm here on a couch and I get to yell about Destiny with you. So
Not
it's a
bad
good day.
Yeah, honestly, I'll take that anytime I can. Well,
Same.
for anyone who also hasn't had a chance to yell on couches about Destiny with us or hasn't joined us in the past, do you mind telling us a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So my name is Allison. I'm the narrative director for Destiny 2, and so that means it's the job of me and my team to make you laugh and make you cry and make you go, whoa, I totally forgot about this thing from 8 years ago. How did they remember? It's because we're good at our jobs.
It's true.
So there you
Yeah.
go.
As someone who gets to sit in on the writers' rooms, I can now doubly confirm that. So thank
we
you for
love
being
having you
here.
there.
So much
Yeah.
fun. No, seriously, thank you so much. And of course, as we move right on down the line,
Surely that's
the
not
gentleman there at the
foreshadowing
very
to
end of the
anything.
couch, someone who is a friend to all Guardian kind, who's known far and wide, a member of the Destiny Global Comms team here at Bungie, Mr. Dylan Gaffner. How's it going, Dylan?
It's going well. How are you, Andy?
Bro, DMG posted some like
Thank you so much.
crazy
Gotta make sure to ask
vault-looking
every case. I
picture,
appreciate it. You know,
like
all the help I can get.
what,
well,
the
to anyone
20s
out there who
before
may
this
not have
came out?
accosted you on the wild
I don't know
world of
what all
social
that was
media or is
about.
Just somehow meeting you for the first time. Do you mind telling us about what you do here at Bungie?
My name is Dylan Gaffner, formerly community team, where we would go out, collect your feedback, translate it to the dev team, and then bring their information back to you, kind of be that middleman. Now I'm on Global Comms, so I'm going to be in more of like a puzzle piece organization stage of what do we talk about, when do we talk about it, why do we talk about it, and then just making sure we get the information out to all players.
Yeah, well, we all appreciate it. Thank you for always being the voice of the player inside our hallowed halls. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, well, now that we've kind of got the intros out of the way, let's talk about our new saga. Robbie, I'd love to start with you. What's up next in Destiny, and where are we exploring?
Yeah, so our first expansion this year, The Edge of Fate, is the start of a brand new
Fate saga.
multi-year saga called the Fate Saga.
Okay.
And so we want to tell a story about something older, about the nature of fate itself. Are we bound by it? Can we fight it? Because before the Traveler ever arrived in our solar system, there was already space magic here, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so ultimately, this is a story
Okay,
that
I
would
wonder what
explore
implications
one
that
of
has.
Destiny's biggest mysteries and the foundations of the universe itself.
You're talking about the Nine, aren't you?
Who
Yeah.
told you?
I think it's
Subtle,
How did
I
you
know.
guess?
Yeah.
We did such a good job with this
Really
secret.
buried that
They
lead.
did say they were here before the Traveler.
That's, but I mean, to that end, so who and maybe more appropriately, what are the Nine?
Yeah, so buckle up. In the simplest description possible, the Nine are extraordinarily powerful beings that have been in the solar system for way, 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 way longer than the Traveler. We can think of them as being kind of connected to each of the major celestial bodies in Sol. So that's each of our 8 planets plus the Sun. Sorry, Pluto.
It's messed up.
Didn't make the cut.
All right, fair.
I don't make
Poor
the rules.
Pluto.
Yeah, there you go. But the important thing to know about them is that this is why we're going to be so focused on the solar system for the next saga. We want to ask questions about our home that we've never asked before.
Yeah. So when it comes to the Nine, obviously, Eagle-Eyed Guardians have been able to spot references to them for quite some time, whether it be outright ominous or a straight-up game show in some cases. Can you
True.
tell us a little bit maybe about what we should expect from them?
Expect to be surprised. We're, like you said, the lore of the Nine really
gonna finally
ranges
learn
from like Star Horse Infinitely
what Xur
Named
is.
to the Nine doing genuinely awful, awful things in our
Oh,
lore.
okay.
And so the important thing to know about them is that the Nine are individuals. This isn't a collective. It's not like a hive mind. Each of them
So
are
it's not the
kind of their
Witness.
own being, their own person in the loose definition of a person. They have different wants and desires. They can ally with different members and fight with different members too. In the words of one of our characters really early on, there are aliens, and then there's aliens, and then there are aliens, and that latter one is what the Nine are qualified as.
Fair enough. All right, so beings of obviously immense power, something that the Guardians have gone toe-to-toe with in the past. We've even faced off against the very embodiment of the darkness itself.
Yeah.
What could be tougher than that?
Yeah, so this is something that we think about a lot about because ultimately the Nine seek to free themselves at no matter the cost to humanity. And because they're extra dimensional in the ways that Allison are describing, they're not bound by the same rules that we are, that we've really experienced before in the game today. And so humanity and the Guardians, to many of them, are ultimately just bugs that can be squashed on, that they don't really care or think about beyond, achieving their ultimate goals. So.
Yeah, I mean, like, for the last 10 years, Guardians have really just been making their own fate.
Yeah.
I mean, so the Nine is challenging that. How are we going to deal with it?
Yeah, whether we like it or not, the Nine have a plan for us. And like you said, Guardians are really good at making their own fate and going out and deciding who they want to be. But what happens when them deciding to make our own fate is exactly what our fate is? Like, what if that was the plan all along?
It sounds kind of
These are
crazy, honestly.
extra-dimensional beings. That means they perceive our reality in a very different way and can interact with it in a very different way.
It's like they're a move ahead in chess.
Weird.
But you were mentioning, obviously the Fate Saga is one of the subjects of today. How long can we expect the Fate Saga to last?
Yeah, so the Fate Saga is going to play out over several years, and ultimately,
Okay.
we know where we're driving this car. We know where we're going with it. But the conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to return Destiny to being
They won't give the
game
number. They
without
keep saying
big
several
questions,
multi-year.
right? And so the way we think about this is about pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine of the game. So we're going to be revealing a lot of
concept art
ideas, a
looks
lot
sick.
of concepts, and many of them we're not going to be answering.
Is that
immediately
another
because
Traveler
we're
or
gonna be
the
telling
Traveler?
the story over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you those expansion beats more times than we have before in the past. And so the Year of Prophecy kicks off with the Fate Saga, and with it, humanity is now set on a collision course with this celestial pantheon.
July
of the system
15th.
that has been here for a very, very long time. And so the Edge of Fate launches on July 15th. And then the second expansion of our Year of Prophecy is Renegade, which comes
Renegades.
this winter. And
Okay.
then later in 2026, we've got Shattered Cycle and The Alchemist. It's a lot of
Shattered-
stuff. A lot of
Shattered
excitement. And so,
Cycle.
again, the Edge of Fate is just the beginning of this long journey of this,
Okay,
this
The
awesome
Alchemist,
vehicle
okay.
we're all jumping into and driving together.
All right, so we
and it's
got
gonna
two
take
more
us to some new
expansions
places.
confirmed. That's awesome.
So
That's good to
with
hear.
regards to the Edge of Fate right here in front of us.
Well, I guess
you
three
also
if you count
nice enough to bring
Renegades.
the class something today. You've got
We
some
already
gameplay
knew that
with
one,
you,
though.
Oh yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should show those off.
It's a doozy.
Let's check it
Kinda
out.
like the present. Let's check it out.
Let me see. Let me see. Train. Okay. The Bungie logos always go card, bro.
Guardian, I had a vision.
Conform, comply, return.
They just wanted to show us disasters.
Observe, connect, conceal.
I'm not human anymore.
Bro, the fallen twirling the gun.
Conform, comply.
This is giving like Vesper's host vibes. Oh. Okay, we're good. We're good. Okay, that's definitely a new rocket. Or a new exotic. Or maybe that just was a tool to... Okay. Weapons look sick. The first one did at least.
Enough.
Okay, it looks like bolt charge. Excuse me? Okay, that's some stasis.
Remove
Alternate fire, it looks like.
Blindfold.
Oh, no limit beyond. Okay, wait, what? Is it? Okay, is that like lightning surge? But like, okay. Wait, that looked like the drifter thing. It's some witness type stuff, bro. What? Dude, that looks so sick.
That gives us an awful
definitely
lot
want to go back and look
ahead
through all that
continue to
again.
Dive into, and here to help us.
Bro,
go
for
through this more,
anyone
a little
that
more
has
of
been
it,
saying they
everyone, you
want
probably know
mystery
we've been
back in
joined
the
by
game.
someone new here on the couch. We are.
What was that?
privileged to be joined by someone who's
What?
the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time.
Bro, the
Destiny
backdrop
emote,
looks
the
so
one
sick.
and
Look
only
at that
Dave
art,
Samuel,
man.
art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
Oh,
It's going great.
Glad to
Thanks
hear
for
about some
having me.
abilities.
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some
Hopefully.
reason somehow doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah, I'm art director on Edge of Fate. I work with the art team to visualize the narrative and design and kind of bring it all together.
It's a lot to bring together. Thank you very much for being here today. So with the Edge of Fate, it's obviously the first expansion in the Fate saga. Allison, I'd love to start with you, actually. What can you tell us about the Edge of Fate?
The Edge of Fate begins with an invitation, and we are invited, along with a very specific group of people, to a location, to a moment in time, for a very specific reason.
Very specific purpose.
Very specific reason and purpose, yes. And the place that we're going to is called Kepler. And so you may be
Okay.
saying, now, Allison, hold your horses
You read my mind.
second,
Yeah.
because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, didn't you know, if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort Cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny.
Bro, this destination
And
looks
that's where we're
sick.
going, to Kepler.
Super exciting. This
It's
is kind
kinda
of
giving, like,
we were talking kind of before the show. This is like the like a first taste of something
Modernized Tangled Shore
what
vibes.
you're seeing here is us just
Or, I
trying
guess,
something
like,
new. We're expanding the universe of
Space
Destiny,
Magic Tangled Shore
creating
vibes.
new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination
Definitely Vex and
is about
Fallen theme for
exploring
sure.
a labyrinthian world that took inspirations from things like Dreaming City, exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all
Okay,
through
that's good
a
to hear.
Metroidvania inspired experience. And so at the heart of all of this, at the heart of the Edge
That
of
portal's
Fate,
definitely going
is
somewhere.
a player-driven exploration and discovery of an exotic world with brand new abilities.
So actually, to even just maybe dig
That's
a little
cool.
bit
I
deeper,
like
how
that.
is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah, so at the global scale, when we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so both of these
We got
expansions
some new fallen
combined
enemies?
are going to be even more expansion content than we've done in the past. And by delivering 2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major
New
world
ammo
and story
system.
events that really matter to players and are going to be pushing the Fate saga forward. And
I don't
so
see anything else quite
we're
new
trying
yet.
radical new things, which each of these
Bro, the new
expansions.
enemies are
So
sick, what?
Alongside this new destination of Kepler, this
Alright, some
exotic
more
world that
Vex-looking
players
enemies.
will explore with brand new abilities, we also have world tiers. And
Okay, they
world
keep
tiers
saying
allow you to
abilities. Oh,
take
world
on
tiers, okay.
A higher level of challenge on the destination in order to extract some of the best loot within the release. But what's cool about world tiers is as you play through the mainline story and you play through the first
Bro's got
couple
a
of world
straying
tiers,
leaf.
you're going to unlock later world tiers. And as you're
Okay.
playing these abilities, as you're exploring the world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't before in the original playthrough. And so alongside all of this, we're also going to
They're
have
definitely
a ton
changing
of
stuff
quest
up.
content that we're rethinking about how we use within the game. And so on Kepler, there's some non-linearity within the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters in the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that story. And so, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formulas that we've been building in Destiny over the last 10 years. And some of them are really strong, but they're due for some experimentation and some radical changes. And so that's what you're seeing here with the first taste of the Edge of Fate.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I love everything you just said. I was a little distracted by some of the gameplay we were showing, like
Same.
exotic sniper rifle. I think I saw. Kind of recognize that. Oh yeah. Some enemies with a couple really cool twists. Like, okay.
Yeah.
But then also there was a guardian that turned into like a lightning ball. Yeah.
Yeah. So there's multiple new abilities that your
Okay,
players are
love
going
to
to be
hear
able to
that.
discover on Kepler. That's going to make them navigate and look at the world in different ways. But the one you're talking about, Dylan, we see it as our premier ability, the crown jewel of the release, and that's called Matterspark. And Dave has joined us, and he's helps us take the vision of the narrative and the design and the art and
Matterspark.
smush it together. And
Because it seems like it's going to be like a planet-based thing and not just...
Please.
Yeah. So
About
there's
everything.
this new source of energy on Kepler, this strange dark matter. So the Guardian binds itself to the dark matter using the arc powers within. You can think of the dark matter as like a medium, and the arc as this catalyst that will allow you to completely change form.
All right, we're going to have to change into
Transforming
this
into
to get through
Matterspark
areas,
lets you
solve
squeeze
secrets and
into tight
puzzles.
areas,
Yeah.
race around areas, jump
This is
over
some
stuff.
split fiction type stuff
and
right
it
here.
also allows you to turn into this basically electric rolling ball of death, jolting and shocking enemies that come across your path.
What?
So obviously, one big part movement, one big part combat, but I mean, even just in addition to that, to look a little bit, wider.
Okay, you
like,
can
how did
power this up,
Matterspark
yeah.
kind of influence the world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Actually, that's going to be some...
Yeah, the
some
team
puzzle-
really had to rethink
puzzle
what
stuff.
it means to build a destination with these abilities in mind. A simple hill becomes a ramp to get to a new space. A crack in the wall, it basically will reveal a whole new area to explore. It's also a new way
crush
to
it.
engage with enemies. Instead of taking a bunch of enemies head on,
I assume this just lets you
can
get to the
find a
area,
Matterspark
kinda like
pad,
the-
transform turn into this electric.
I can't remember the name of it, bro.
And then just like
The
start
blue
racing
stuff.
around the arena, dash over their heads, and flank from behind, and then really give the House of
Okay.
Exile on Kepler.
This is sick. This is
As
cool.
well we should. It's a good day for us as well. So what
This-
are some
this
of the
doesn't
other
even look
Kepler
like
abilities that we'll
Destiny.
be able to unlock while we're out there as well?
Yeah, so each of these Kepler abilities are a mix of dark matter and our Guardian's powers. So we have the Relocator Cannon, which is this new fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use
Okay.
these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport around the world.
Okay, then you turn into the ball here
ability
and
that we
go.
have is Mattermorph. This is dark matter mixed with Strand, allows you to manipulate the environment.
Bro.
You'll be able to basically push and morph and
We're
move,
literally solving puzzles.
geometry to create bridges,
I love
open
this.
up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing, and when we were thinking about building this world, it was all about like, hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world in a different way, and solve little puzzles and mysteries throughout the missions, the free roam, and the quest content, and beyond.
It just
but
came
also,
back
what was
to
really
me.
important to us is that we lean
The
into
egregore,
Destiny's
or whatever it was
first-class
called.
ability gameplay.
Like on
and so with
Presage.
Matterspark, like Dave is mentioning, you're jumping.
I don't know
you're
why it
dashing
just
into
came
enemies
back,
to
but-
destroy them. You're doing giant explosions with them. With the Relocator Cannon, you're just blowing everything up with void explosions and graviton lance style like projectile, little secret projectiles. And then what's really fun about Mattermorph is you can just be like throwing these strange shurikens basically to just like delete an encounter before you then like start to morph the environment around you and move to the next area. And so it's just really exciting I'm incredibly excited about watching players just like solve puzzles and fight.
Bro, you already know
encounters
this
in ways
raid's
that
about to
we
be
don't even
crazy
expect
if we're solving
yet,
these
see how they
puzzles.
take
Just
over
a normal
Just, like,
destination.
I really want to emphasize, you're going to be upgrading these, and when you get into especially the post-game experience, it's going to unlock. There's something unlocks with Matterspark that really changes the way that you can play through the entire destination.
Yeah.
So when we're
Subclass?
talking about dark matter,
But it's a destination.
matter.
Yes.
We have darkness abilities like Strand and Stasis already. Like, how is dark matter different?
Yeah, so dark
Okay.
matter and darkness are two completely separate things. They're completely different things. But dark matter does exist in our world. In the world of Destiny, we know it as being tightly connected to the Nine. It's what the Nine are actually made out of. In our world, dark matter is invisible. You can't really see it. And it wouldn't be very fun to make a destination where there's an invisible thing that you can't actually see. So lucky for us on Kepler, there's a bioluminescent microbe that allows us to see all of this substance that's impacted this world so much. It allows us to see how it's impacted the plant life, how it's impacted the behavior of the peoples that we're going to encounter, and we can see how it has been able to
That
bring
looks like a
these
raid
things that
entrance
are
right
kind of
there.
unstuck in time into this current.
Actually, I think it's just a ship.
I do have to put on my drifter hat for just a second and, like, what does it smell like? What does it taste like?
Yeah. Dark matter smells and tastes like bleach and math. Yeah.
Cannot wait to get that chip.
Sounds tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, get it with a sandwich today after.
It's zesty.
Yeah, it's pretty good. Actually, so on the topic too of stuff in the trailer as well, we heard someone talking there. Can you tell us who that was?
Sure, that was Lodi. Lodi is a new character that we're introducing in Apollo. Not in Apollo, we're introducing him in The Edge of Fate.
Yeah.
I want to give a
It's just
special
a normal
shout out
dude.
to Brian Villalobos, who portrays Lodi and does a spectacular job. This character is fascinating. He's kind of a fish out of water, but the fun thing about tropes is to kind of put a twist on them, right? So what if that fish that we pulled out of the water was the most qualified fish to be pulled out into the air?
Down for anything.
It's down for anything. And
yeah.
what if that fish was kind of made to be pulled out of the water? I don't want to give away too much because
was
this
his
character is
fate,
way more
some
fun
would
for
say.
players to figure out what his deal is. But I will say that Lodi is very, very far from home.
Very fair, very exciting. So,
I do have to call out, too, before we started this, you and Robbie were talking about how Lodi is like a notice me character.
Oh yeah. Robbie wanted a senpai.
I
yeah.
did. I wanted someone that I just wanted to spend a bunch of
Yeah.
time with on this new adventure we're going on.
Yeah, a friend that we can look up to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
right, yeah, notice me.
Notice
Notice
me
me
load.
Yeah, of course,
He
it
will,
writes
he will.
itself, or rather Allison does. So with regards to the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters in the Edge of Fate?
No, we're going to see some new faces like Lodi and other characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in one of our major mysteries, she's
That hunter
kind
armor
of at
looks
the
pretty
center
sick.
of it. She was invited here, as was Lodi, same as we were. All of it's kind of tied together.
Very exciting. So
Yeah, the way. Oh, if I can.
No, no,
yeah,
please.
no,
Yeah,
yeah.
please,
Like
yeah.
the way we think about this is about all these characters. Their fates are intertwined in some
Yes.
way. There's these puppet masters that have been pulling the strings for a very, very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so, as a guardian and these characters involved, they're going to have to decide if they're fight your fate. Like that's what we think about. For these individuals, that's what they're going to have to go through and determine about how they can stand up to this new conflict that is surrounded by the Nine, because they are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for their future and the future of Soul itself?
So with regard to these new characters and this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting, or in particular, that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time. That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those numbers into. We also know that the Vex are here. They're studying the Nine, because turns out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. As Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver. And kind of most importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the 3 dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the Nine live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Nice.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
something we were
so
talking
we've
about
been
during
talking about
the
invitations throughout this, and
first
and we
reveal
need to
of
call out an invitation that's actually going to be
bunch of
waiting in the
things I don't
game after this is over. Ride of the Nine begins today.
Yeah.
So I believe we have a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice enough to
Okay,
give the
got a little trailer for
along.
that too.
Go ahead and give it a look really
Yeah,
quickly.
let's do it.
Yeah.
A non-extended invitation. Oh, it's match made. That's actually cool. Why did that nuke not kill him? Bro, the weapons look so good with this new skin. Riot of the Nine. Oh my gosh, dude. I love the art they have going for this and the
All right,
expansion.
so that's Rite of the Nine, which
Yeah.
is our essential prologue story for the Edge of Fate. And these 3 dungeons that are featured in this event are free for all players starting today. And so what's really important about this is that these dungeons are both for veteran dungeon crawlers, hardcore raiders, people have been in these places a lot, but also new guardians who have never stepped into a dungeon before, right?
This is
what was
this is
really
dope.
important.
So
for us
I
when
assume
we
the
were
Edge of Fate stuff
developing
is
Rite of the
done.
Nine was that we are changing the formula.
I mean,
on
they
how we
might
can
talk
think
about more
how
after
we can
this, but
welcome even more
they typically
people
like gotta
into
have
these
like the update
experiences.
stuff
And so
after.
you're gonna be able to go.
They didn't show any new
solo,
abilities
buffed
off. That's
up,
everything
explore a
looks
dungeon by
dope.
yourself,
That's the
or
one thing
going
I'm a little
match made
disappointed
with other
in.
Fire team members, shoulder
I
to
was hoping
shoulder
they was gonna
for
show
the
some
very first
aspects,
time.
something off.
But don't worry, because we also have that higher
A
level
new
challenge
subclass,
for
but I don't
our
know.
veteran, our hardcore dungeon crawlers.
I wasn't
where
expecting
you're gonna
it,
be able to
but
earn the best possible
it'd be
loot,
cool.
exclusive rewards, and also an exclusive title as part of Rites of the Nine.
This is
What's
this is
also
all
really
stuff I
important
think
about
we
this event
already
for,
know.
being a prologue for the Edge of Fate is that it really reintroduces the emissary into the game, and you're going to learn why her job is pretty crappy.
Turn into
and
a Titan.
why she quits at the top of the Edge of Fate, like we saw at the beginning of this show. And so, Andy, we've been talking a bunch about how our Destiny expansions are changing the formula for Destiny going forward. So now I think it's time for us to start talking about how the core hobby of Destiny.
Okay.
Changing going forward. The day-to-day of playing Destiny, week over week.
So maybe we're
experience.
not
We've got,
done yet.
someone
We're
else
still
on the
going to
couch
talk
here
about this.
to help us talk about that.
We have an expert in that very
This is just a
subject
little
now
little
who's gone ahead
sprinkle.
and
They say,
joined
yeah,
us on
Ryan
the
Dunn's coming
couch.
out.
We are now joined by
They kinda
the one
took
and
stuff we
only
already
Mr.
knew,
Ben
but
Womack, creative director here on
I take
Destiny.
back
Ben, how's it going?
everything I said
I'm doing
earlier.
great. I'm really excited
Maybe
to be
there's
here.
still
There's a
more.
lot to talk about.
Yeah, seriously.
There is a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be a very good conversation we have coming up.
Yes.
But before we get into that, can you tell us just a little bit about what you do here?
Yeah. So I'm the Destiny 2 creative director for the core game, or the core hobby, as we call it.
Yeah.
And it has to do with all parts of the game, everything from Edge of Fate, through our seasons, through the fundamental systems. And in particular, like Robbie was saying, I've been focusing on thinking about the kind of building blocks of Destiny 2 and getting those like not only stood up, but also transformed and iterated on in some really exciting new places.
Nice. Well, let's go ahead and just start at the top. Can you tell us a little bit about what like the core formula of Destiny is changing and why?
Yes, so I think I need to start with the why first, because it's important to think about what is Destiny, what is great about Destiny. And Destiny is best when you have like awesome chases that you're excited about. You
100%.
have really cool, powerful builds to make, and there's a mountain to climb
100%.
that's right in front of you that you want to climb. You're like, I want that mountain. It looks pretty cool. And the thing that is not always true right now in Destiny is like it doesn't feel streamlined as it could. Players don't have as much agency. You know, we want to be player driven. We want to be more rewarding than we are. Because right now there are barriers to playing Destiny like in the best way. And those barriers are insurmountable sometimes. So think about that whole picture of, okay, what is the Destiny that we really want, that has been in the past, that we also want to get back to, and where we want to go for the future. That's where all the changes you're going to see have started, like at their inception point. So it's a big piece of the pie.
Massive updates coming across so many systems of the game, and we're just
That
this
is
like
awesome to hear.
We're just getting in, digging into the surface.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, to that same end, then, how are we making it easier? Pardon me, to go ahead and just get straight into the fun.
Oh no, let's do it, because that's exactly what we want to do. And the first thing you're going to see when you log into Destiny with Edge of Fate, you're going to log in your character and see your ship in orbit. It's going to say, it's not going to say Open Director, it's going to say Open Portal. And the portal is our new front page.
Oh, the portal
of the game.
system, okay.
We're trying to like get you to the fun as fast as possible, and as few clicks as we can. Like we even have Edge of Fate there in the corner, so that it's like right immediately there. No fumbling around with the map to get to it, really. And we're also taking other big parts of the game, the ritual game and for seasons, and putting them into these ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods. We're having solo ops. We have a bunch of fire team ops. We have pinnacle ops, and of course we have crucible ops. Still super important for the game.
Yeah. I mean, to start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more about what solo ops is?
Oh, yeah. So solo ops is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players. And the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes and get some real progress.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah.
Get some loot and get your character forward and feel like, yeah, no, I played some Destiny and that was great. And even if you don't feel like playing with other people, that's fine, because we have an activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So, I mean, to that same end, what are some other ways that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this.
Yeah, some of the North Star that is what we talk about when we were developing the Portal early on was like, where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all available to you in the portal at your fingertips in one place.
That's cool.
It's really easy to find, really easy to jump in. Anything you play inside of that category is any of those categories is gonna help you make progress. And so, because we want Destiny to be welcoming not only to new players, but also old players who are coming back to the game to join us with the Edge of Fate. And we also want this to be like a new even playing field for everyone. And so, as part of this is a commitment from us as part of the core hobby and all the seasonal content we're building, that we're going to be continually investing in this, right? We're going to be continually updating this over time for years to come. And so, you're asking me directly, like, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
Ben mentioned solo ops. We also have the fire team ops and pinnacle ops. Both of these are more around playing with other fire team members, shoulder to shoulder, where fire team ops are more quicker sessions. There are some longer form things in it too, but then pinnacle ops are more about those really long form or more challenging kind of focused activities like exotic missions, for instance. And so, And then the one thing we haven't talked about yet very deeply, but is incredibly important, and it's something that I think we've done for the first time like ever, or maybe since early D1.
It's kind of a return to form. in a lot of ways.
You're going to be able to experience the entirety of the power climb within Crucible Ops by playing PvP, right? So this means like, if you want to be sweaty, Andy, which like I know you're
That's
Dylan
sick
too,
to hear.
That way, right? Like I know both of you.
I know all the
like,
Crucible
the
players are
sweat
rejoicing now.
You're going to be able to play the entire experience in the season here and earn some of the highest tier loot that's also available in the game.
I actually like this UI a lot. Like I think this looks super cool.
Or other folks out in the community, like
I know it's a little different from what we're used to, but
then their friends invite them to do.
I think this is going to be like a great. It's going to be a great
I need to
change.
grind a long time to get up to power. Now through PvP, they can get up to power, and you can just bring them into that PvE experience and have a fun time with each other.
Yeah.
So.
That's honestly how I primarily played D1, so I'm really looking forward to that. So it sounds like the core, obviously, of what you guys are talking about, play the way you want to play. It's at the center of all of it. What if I really want to challenge myself, push myself?
Oh yeah,
That's
important to us.
Yeah. So,
Death. That is important to us.
Well, death, but also success.
Yes,
and
that's true.
from
That's
it. So we really want to give agency. That's one of the things. Player driven towards loot and challenge. And so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels, and we have a ton of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers.
there's something
along with all
above
the old
Grandmaster
modifiers
now.
that we've released in the past that are going to make this big curated web of options for you to experience any of the PvE content in the curator. And so, like, we have Banes, not just old Banes that we have, but new Banes as well. We also have boons to help you like get advantages in your activities and for your build. We have challenges and
They
trade-offs.
did not help Real World.
The fun part is you're going to get these different combinations that are available, and you're going to then make a mix that's actually going to change the way you play and be pretty interesting, and sometimes be the way you prefer you play. Like, there's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast. So any build you want, you could now Spider-Man around any map.
That sounds
It's
sick.
actually super fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, I mean, like, what's at the heart of what Ben is talking about is what we kind of call the virtuous cycle, right? Where you're going to be crafting your build, tinkering with the activity, looking at like how you can earn a higher tier of reward by taking on higher challenge. And as you earn better loot, you're looking towards that next mountain to climb just ahead of you all the time. And so this is really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with like solo ops, and also if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these activities.
Or you just don't feel
or
like
you just don't
it
feel like
today.
doing it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you. We have a bunch of quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and Fireteam Ops.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
And we have Fireteam Finder, and so you're able to like really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right.
But yes,
Yes,
otherwise,
but in the
aside
Fireteams
from
and
that
Pinnacle
one.
Ops, it's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as hard as you want it to
That's
now,
true, yeah,
which is
yeah.
really fun. Yeah.
Let's
Talking
go.
about, like, all the different builds and combinations. I think at one point you
Bro,
were saying around 50 or something like that.
As someone who's
Those
got to
are
show
like
builds
50
off,
new ones.
oh
So
my
it's like,
god, that
you
is
can
great
take
to
those
hear.
into solo ops, like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want Weenie Hut Jr.
Oh,
I want,
that
like,
is such a
esoteric
good
level,
sound.
solo, hardest thing in the world, like you can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it from the very start if you really want to.
Yeah.
And
Depends on how deep you want to go.
Yeah.
Really.
yeah, and the point is that you're going to like stretch that far, and we want the reward to feel like worthwhile.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, you want to feel like as you're pushing yourself, you are rewarded for it. That is something that's really important to the vision here for the portal. Yeah.
Rewards, huh?
rewards. There are a lot of rewards, aren't there?
It's funny you mentioned it. Yeah, we've got Banes, boons, modifiers, but let's talk about gear for a little bit here.
Yeah.
What's changing about loot and why should Guardians care?
Yeah, so like talking about chases and mountains and builds, like gear's at the center of all of that. And we actually have two giant gear changes I'm gonna like put in two little buckets for us to talk about. The first one is Armor 3.0. And the next one
they're just
is
calling it Armor
gear
3.0.
tiers. And so like talking about Armor
Gear
3.0
tiers.
first, we are probably making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep
It's
around
huge.
the system. It's
yeah,
enormous.
It's a huge change.
Yeah, so like we're adding set bonuses, which is a long requested feature for all the new armor that you're gonna be able to get.
They
at
definitely
big launch.
simplified
And
it.
We're redoing
Grenade
all
super
the
health.
stats on armor.
Really.
Where they can now like exceed 100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for extra bonuses.
Yep.
We're going to, every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away. and it's going to essentially.
Oh,
like,
this looks sick.
There's more features actually that I could talk about, but I don't think I'm allowed to.
Dude, oh lord.
Something that we can't talk about too, you mentioned gear tiers as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5 gear tier 5 piece of legs armor on the screen right now, and you can see that like this is like looks really cool with iconography, but it also has a ton more stats. And oh look, what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, the energy.
Ben?
Yeah, that energy says 11, and it's true.
11. Yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is
We
going
went
to
up
11
one, okay.
for the higher tier armor. And so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before.
Oh,
You're
so
gonna
it's
have to
from the tier
challenge
5s.
yourself to get
Okay.
more
All right, so
higher tier armor
we're
and
actually
keep on
gonna be going out and
get more
farming new
higher
gear
tier armor
now.
to get those
Okay,
options.
okay.
And this is also
I mean, it's
not
very
something that just
min-maxy,
relegated
of
to armor,
course.
right?
I
When it
have
comes to
one
weapons,
energy,
they're
but
obviously
I mean, it's
getting their
5 total
refreshes
with
as
all
well.
the
What's
armor.
Destiny without chasing some?
You read my mind.
Yeah, like weapons
seriously.
are part of the player identity. You know,
Oh,
so they have a gun
that
they
makes
love,
me
you know?
excited.
Fashion, and then you have gunplay.
That's
right?
true, though we do have fashion for your guns a bit now.
Hey.
Well, so because once you reach tier 5 for your legendary drops, you're going to be getting tier 5 weapons, and those have unique shader treatment. They
Okay.
it's essentially a completely different look that's going to immediately identify it to
You can just
and
enhance
others.
everything.
This is
now.
the highest tier gear of this drop that you can get. It's going to show on the weapon. It's going to show on the icon. It's even going to show when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on.
Wait,
or
that's
off if you
so
want,
cool.
but
What?
Your gameplay will like
Wait, why
show
would I
that,
wanna
oh, yeah,
turn that
the
off?
weapon that is being used is like the highest tier you can get.
Yeah, Giver's Blessing, which I think we have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down. Yeah,
It was a
we're
720
playing, through the Edge
kinetic.
of Fate right now, and it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making easier.
So it's almost
kind of
like
jump in, find the fun,
Pearls or
make it
Ancients or
accessible, but
something,
also
like-
create more depth. You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's like how can we just make it
I
immediately,
love
like, you
this.
understand, like, okay, this is probably better than the thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier
It doesn't seem to be like
I mean, that's a good example of how
game
much time
breaking
and effort is
better,
being
but
put
like it's
into these
enough
game
to make me
systems
want to go
make them
farm
more,
it.
like approachable. Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0. We have so many new boons. We have a bunch of new stuff.
I'm happy it's
And
changing, bro.
after 10
It looks
years
so
of Destiny,
good.
This is going to flip some stuff on its head. So I mean, we're going to have a bunch of blog content. We're going to have interviews with Robbie, with Ben, with more folks across the team that have been working on this, and then we'll also be elevating our creator community when they're creating guides, all that kind of stuff. It's going to be a fun time, but. Ultimately, a big shout out and thank you to all the folks that have been coming into our studio, giving feedback early on some of these systems so they can be more approachable. And we're looking forward to all the feedback that's going to be coming after launch too. Like this is again one of our first steps into something, and then the community and we are going to build something amazing.
Yeah, and I can't stress enough how much feedback we've gotten from the community summits we've been running over the last year for the Edge of Fate, and just people reaching out to the community teams and others to us. Like your feedback is invaluable. So like seriously, like thank you so much. We're making this game together ultimately.
Yeah, it's incredibly important part of the process. Like I don't think we would be able to make what we do without it.
Yeah. Working with the community is obviously a core part. Dylan, huge thanks to you and your team, obviously, for helping to lead that charge. And in advance for the big blogs you get to write. And then also our social media team. We'll go ahead and get out the door, so go ahead and give us a follow.
I think, Ben,
But
you were saying you wanted to try to break the record for longest TWID?
I'm more predicting we are.
Yeah. So
Well, so much try. It's the state of things.
it's going to be a multi-month journey as we head towards launch. So.
yeah, be a good time. But you know, we've been talking a lot about the core Destiny hobby. How does that extend into like how players are going to experience like a full year of Destiny?
Yeah, so we've been focusing on improving and changing the formula of Destiny in multiple ways. And so progressing through the Fate Saga is going to be more meaningful with 2 expansions a year. We've been talking about how focusing our seasons and on the core hobby of Destiny and that commitment to continually updating it.
Ash
and
and
in addition, we're going
Shadow
to have
War.
2 free major updates between each of our major expansions coming in the Year of Prophecy and beyond. And so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats happening in a year, 2 expansions, 2 free major updates between those expansions. So what that means we're not doing is paid seasonal content anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines. And this also means we're not building a bunch of activity content that basically just goes away and is less meaningful to the game.
Okay, I
after
mean,
3
it's
months. So
awesome to
we're
hear.
instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game so the core hobby stays fresh.
This is literally what everyone
and
has been
exciting,
asking for.
year round. And so ultimately, this means no more paywalls for seasonal content, and also these major updates themselves that I'm signposting around right now. The size of them, roughly, and the inspiration for them, we're thinking about is like Into the Light.
Okay.
So when you say like Into the Light, for folks that aren't out there, like what for a major update, how big is that? Like how do you encapsulate that?
So when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the Reprise stuff as well. And also, you know, with it came Onslaught, a new type of activity. It came with reprised exotic missions and a rethinking of how we could do like a rad style event, a raid event with the Pantheon. And so for our first major update coming a few weeks after the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron. Right? And so with Ash and Iron, we're going to be returning to the Plague Lands.
Returning to the Plague Lands, can't wait.
It's going to happen.
Plague Lands, baby.
And so
wait,
that
what?
story is going to pick up from where we left off from Fate. And with it, we're going to have a new activity called Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission, new types of pinnacle ops entering that for the first time, as well
Is it going to happen?
What's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear, new rewards, and
is it going to
new
happen?
exotic weapons as part of Ash and Iron as well. And
is
again,
Wrath of the Machine
major
actually
update
coming back?
And all the seasonal content going forward is free for all players. All the activity content that exists in the portal, that's free to play.
Very nice. So even to actually go one quick layer two deeper on seasons as well, what are some of the cool things that we're going to be able to do with the season that's launching alongside the Edge?
Oh my God, people are going
Ben
crazy.
has been working on this space for the team for a while now, so I'm going to kick this one to him.
Yeah, so we're trying to make any time the best time to hop into Destiny.
Bro,
you know, and one of the ways
that
we
makes
wanna
me so
do that
happy.
is we want to invest in events that are like accelerating the game.
I loved Rise of
Iron,
Iron, bro.
Every part of the game, but also bringing new cool stuff. And actually, we've been working on this so long, we actually have some new cool stuff coming before the Edge of Fate.
It's a special little treat.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, before Edge of Fate. Okay.
This Friday,
I was
you can
right
play
on
a
that.
little event. Maybe you've heard of it called Heavy Metal, which is Tank versus Briggs, a new PvP.
I mean, this looks
fun.
so fun.
I would kind of wish I was playing it right now. I'm not gonna lie. But the thing that people at home don't know is we have a new reward. That's a unique
what
thing.
would
in
the
Destiny
Plague Lands
if you
tie
invest in
into
this event, if you
the
play it. And it is a free-to-play event.
Edge of Fate for
This
though?
reward is free to play. It is a new combat vehicle that goes in your Sparrow sled, combat Sparrow, if you will, called the Griffin. And this is a really cool, like, combat-ready vehicle. You can take
Wait, does it have
anywhere you can
guns
summon
on
Sparrow,
it?
you can summon it and use it to fight your enemies and just have a really good time. And there's some really cool. There's some really cool build crafting things with this.
We're gonna
vehicle
build
that I
craft on
won't
a
spoil
Sparrow?
what You'll discover, but I'm super
Wait,
excited.
what?
They all thought they were going to ride those skimmers forever.
Well, I mean, we've been saying like, what was it? Skimmer is Flash and the Griffin is Splash.
There we go.
Yeah.
So we're literally getting another new Sparrow type.
We got to get one in.
Absolutely, yeah. But that's not all, right? Man, like, you've got more for us, don't you?
Oh yeah. So like I just said, there's more events that
Yeah.
we've been making. There's one that's going to happen right after the launch of Edge of Fate. It's called Arms Week, and it's a 1 week long
Arms
event,
Week?
and you're going to be focusing on one weapon archetype in Arms Week whenever it comes
Okay.
around. And this one is going to give you a new
Oh, it was gonna be
new
Destiny
legendary
1.
weapon of that
Yeah.
type. It's going to have some volatile mods that are there for the week that are going to be super interesting and fun to play with, and some focusing you can do. But there is a problem when you say this event is going to be about weapons and about using them.
Yeah, you got to have a place to test all that out.
Right, and
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Iron
I
Reach?
mean, I've been doing that in EDZ this whole time. I don't know about
Sure.
the rest of you.
Those poor drags.
Please,
Right?
please,
Yeah.
please,
But
please.
There is a new way now. We have a new feature, a long requested feature that is being added to the game with Arms Week. It is the shooting range. The shooting range is being added
Let's
to the tower.
go.
It is a now permanent addition
Oh
to the
my
game with the launch of Arms
God.
Week. We're not taking it away. And you can
Thank
go there
you
and
so
you can
much.
try out everything in your kit, everything about your build. With
Bro,
all
this
sorts of
low-key what
simulations
I'm
of
most
different
excited
kinds
for.
Of enemies and situations.
Okay,
so
no, I'm
real
trolling.
damage
It's not the thing I'm most
numbers.
excited for,
It's
but like, bro,
You got a scoreboard.
It's even got a
For
scoreboard
you
right there.
and your fire team.
Yeah,
They have
your whole
champions
raid
and
team can
bosses.
Go down into the shooting range.
Oh
and try out.
my-
See exactly how well you're gonna do for some kind of boss at this range.
Bro.
Or
I
I
with
was going to
a
say,
strategy.
who can do most of
the
the damage.
DPS
well,
testing
you're
is
probably
about to be
gonna know.
so much
Yeah.
We have
easier.
rally flags.
Just
It's not
check it out.
just
Perks
a
is about to be
shooting
so much
range. Like,
easier.
You can go beyond the
You
firing
can
line and
solo
use your abilities,
strikes,
too.
like
Yeah, you totally can. And like if you
just
wanted to,
testing
you
your
can,
builds out
even,
now, not
pick
even from a
prismatic
content
and
creator
pop in
standpoint,
incentives
it's
and
just
try
going
that
to be
out.
so
And, you
much
know,
more fun and
well,
easier and
I think the
accessible.
reason why
And it's gonna, I think it's gonna get a lot of people to do it
Yeah,
more.
it's a good soldier.
Yeah.
Standing on that firing line.
Yeah, staying on the firing line.
All about building that line and standing.
Yeah, exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go ahead and have some upheavals to their Google Docs, I'm guessing.
This would be a really good tool. Like as we're adding all of these different systems with gear tiering and all of that, you can go in and check those damage numbers in real time.
This
Like,
is
how do
so
my
good,
stats
man.
change?
Oh
How are these
my.
different gear bonuses going to affect my gameplay? You can see it in the tower now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And while we're talking about weapons,
Oh yeah,
got
well
one
you
more thing, right?
Yeah, I know there's one more thing. I know
Yeah.
you're excited.
That was with Edge
you
of
know,
Fate,
there's
though.
more
It
events.
wasn't.
Of course, there's more events, and the holiday events are coming up. Where Solstice is right around the corner.
It's
as well.
summertime, right?
It's summertime. Summertime is solstice time in Destiny 2, and Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you all the new holofoil treatment we have for Solstice weapons. So here we go.
An arc submachine
This
gun.
is the holofoil treatment for Solstice in
It kind of looks
2025.
like the
It is. It
that
is
one shader.
so
I don't know
it's
the name
amazing
of
every
it.
time I look at it.
Yeah.
It is
But
an ocean.
It
like
looks
a
dope. I love that
line.
shader. This just looks like a better
The
version.
ocean on a gun. How did we do that?
Also,
It's
there's a new
beautiful.
perk.
I love it. And any kind of
900.
weapon that drops for
Oh
this
wait, it's a
event
solar. Why did I say it
have
was
a
arc?
holofoil, no
Yeah, so
matter
it could
what
be
the
tier 1 or tier 3. Yeah, any
exactly.
weapon can have the holofoil.
Yeah,
when we're playing through the game.
the tier 5 holofoil.
Ooh.
You know, like that's gonna be a chase. Our other events will also have holofoils.
Yeah, like Arms Week you're talking
Arms Week
about.
will have its own holofoil.
Okay.
Where every
Bro,
event,
they're
every
adding
major event
so
we have will
much
have a holofoil
different
treatment.
changes in
The
loot.
holidays will have their own kind of special
Oh, this is
one,
so
but yeah, Arms
good.
will have their holofoil drops that you can farm as well.
super exciting. No, it's gonna
This
be a
isn't
good
even
time. I'm gonna
expansion
have
based either. This
way
is
too
literally
much
just
stuff to chase down. So appreciate
four
you guys
game
putting all the
stuff.
hard work in, obviously for that. But I believe we've got one more thing.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking a
We
lot
always
about
got
here
one
are
more
the free
thing.
updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff, Edge of Fate, but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to
Bro,
talk
we're
about
talking about the
Yeah,
next
Allison.
expansion
She's
too.
the best one to talk
Yeah,
we go.
we've got something very exciting. And so once again, Allison, thank you for taking the time to join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to be the one more thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition around here, so we're glad that you could obviously go ahead and lead us into this one. But you know, as Dylan mentioned, we've talked about the Edge of Fate, but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions over the course of a year. Can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah, so we're going to have a dedicated reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ashen Iron. But earlier, we were talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting
Wait,
and innovating.
didn't we say
And
Ashen
so
Iron was coming
in
out
that
2 weeks
spirit,
after Edge of Fate?
Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more. But more importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time with for years to come. It is an essential Fate saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie.
So
from
this
the
is
start.
definitely going to be like
It's a
goes
universe that
into
all
the
of us here
next
on the couch
biggest thing or
grew up
whatever.
with, as well as everyone else at the studio and millions of you back at home too. It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making that could only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
We're going to look at it. Not actual gameplay. That's a lightsaber, bro. That's a lightsaber. They're literally talking about Star Wars. That's the blaster, bro. Okay, what? Bro, what? Oh wait, it's they're in partner with Lucasfilm Games too. Bro, this is literally Destiny. Oh my God, look at that artwork in the back. Brother,
Robbie,
what?
What did we just see?
Yeah, so that's Renegades, which is
Bro, we
coming
have to
out,
collab.
this December.
And now we're gonna have a
to really
whole
drive it
expansion
home
based
here,
on it.
Renegades is a one-of-a-kind Destiny experience, right?
What?
And just like we on the Destiny team have
Bro, we're
taken
actually getting
inspiration
real
from
lightsabers.
other genres like dark fantasy or cosmic horror, Renegades takes the space western vibe and aesthetic that is Star Wars, and it puts it through that Destiny lens. And ultimately,
This is
it's created
sick,
a
what?
new lawless frontier that is emerging within Soul. And so, like, we're so excited to show Renegades off a little bit today. and
Oh,
to
so
be
that
talking
Warlock
about more in the
armor,
future
I
in
assume that's the
September
Warlock with the
alongside,
lightsaber?
the major free major
It's
update,
tough.
Ashen Iron.
That looks so
But
sick.
right now, today, we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with the Edge of Fate.
Absolutely. No, I heard a lot of calendars get marked just now on September, but
Hopefully.
no.
Nah, this
super
is
excited to
too
share more
cool.
of that in the
What?
future,
I wonder if they'll
but
do
that
anything
actually
else like
leads
this
us
though in the
to
future, like
conclusion
different
of today's show,
fantasy
which
worlds and
again
stuff.
we covered a lot.
There's
in
been a lot today.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
has been a
Like
big
a few
show.
things.
Yeah,
For
honestly,
sci-fi
no,
worlds.
we went through a lot of it. So let's go ahead and quickly double check. We obviously went through, and the Year of Prophecy, pardon me, is going to go ahead and kick off on July 15th, and this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate saga and our new focus on the core hobby of Destiny. The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Okay, hold up.
Yeah.
So you're going through a lot of information. We already covered
Okay.
that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you
July
can't just
19th
sneak
raid.
in a raid date.
Yeah.
We have a new raid coming with the expansion, July 19th.
Okay, so 3 days.
We're gonna have a
or
bunch of blogs.
4
We're
days.
gonna have the rules, regulations, all that kind of stuff for our raid race.
Of course.
We invite everybody
3
to
days
come
to
in,
prepare.
try to go for that world first title. And yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for more details. We're not going to spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
Yeah,
but
absolutely.
Yeah, everybody mark your calendars.
Yeah, Bungie.net.
July 19th, we get our raid. Let's go.
So in addition to that, again, as we noted, Ash and Iron, our first free major update, will be launching on September 9th. Renegades, very exciting, will be launching in December. And then keep an eye again on our social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available. But as far as today goes, the Edge of Fate and the entire Year of Prophecy pre-orders are available starting right now. Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go ahead and unlock the New Land Beyond.
Oh, you get it today?
Beyond that exotic sniper.
A New Land Beyond.
Same, honestly. That'll be unlockable in addition to several other goodies. And also, we've also got a collector's edition that'll be available. You can see here
Is
on
that
screen,
more
it'll
Star
be
Wars
coming with
armor?
a awful lot
Bro, I
of
just
very
saw
cool
General
stuff,
Grievous and
including
Darth
this cool
Vader.
statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us on stage. This is one that you can go ahead and add to your collection as well. But that's not all that's in there. Is there, Allison?
Okay.
We got the writing team got a little
Dude, the
excited
statue's
on this
dope.
one. We put a lot of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that weird metal thing, that weird envelope. Boy, weird. Wonder what's up with that.
Just
We'll
decorative.
probably read it.
All right, we
Yeah,
got some
anyway,
more
we're gonna
puzzles
do
to
a
solve.
dramatic reading as soon as
Yeah,
we're
we
done.
should go downstairs immediately after.
It's
this.
really
Oh yeah, right after this.
Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today goes, Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and like all of our events moving forward, is going to be a free to all players. So make sure and go
Every
ahead and check
event
that
is
out when
free.
that arrives. And before the show wraps up, make sure and stick around for a little bit longer. We're going to be rating our good friend Sammy Cat as well. So go ahead and give her a follow. Tell
Shout
her we
out
said
Sammy.
hello in chat. Pardon me. If you have any Twitch Prime subs or anything like that,
Oh
go
my
ahead and do us a
gosh,
favor.
man.
Drop it over there and check out her stream. She's going to be having a good time. But that concludes it for us here today. So for starters, huge thanks to my teammates here for joining me.
Shout out to everyone, bro.
Absolutely, yeah. Robbie, Allison, Dylan, of course.
This
There we go. We got Ben.
This looks
and
crazy,
of course,
man.
Mr. Dave Samuel. Thank you all so much for being here today. And then, of course, to the crew that puts all this on.
Thank you,
This
everyone.
doesn't happen by accident. Thank you all so
Bro.
much for all of your hard work and dealing with me on these
The
last couple
set
of days.
looks dope.
And
The
of course,
info
to
is
everyone
dope.
at home, to all of our guardians out there in the community, thank you. It's a tremendous privilege to get the opportunity to share what we've been working on early, and it matters only if you guys show up and join us. So we really appreciate it. We hope you enjoyed. And otherwise, in the
definitely did.
meantime, until we see you again, take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and we'll see you all
Oh
soon.
man, we got some stuff to talk about. I'm gonna pull a little video up and let it play in the background. All right, so I'm gonna just let this kind of play in the background. I might have to restart it at some point, but that was a lot of information. So first things first, the expansion looks dope. The destination looks dope. I'm interested to see all these new characters and stuff they were talking about. The only thing I'm disappointed with the expansions, like I said earlier, is we didn't really see any new abilities, aspects, or subclass or anything of the sort. Obviously, there's a lot of like destination-based abilities, and he said there's going to be ways to unlock them. I don't think that's going to be a subclass. I think we're reading into that a little too much, but it looks dope though. Like I cannot wait to go around and do all these new puzzles and stuff that we're doing. It looks like obviously they have a lot of new mechanics. Like it literally looks like a puzzle game, and the way they're describing this whole new way of doing the story in general, I think it's going to play really, really well. So expansion wise, looks dope. The other thing, Ash and Iron, the update that comes after, we're going back to the Plague Lands, which, I mean, bro, it's no way they didn't just say, yeah, we're going back to the Plague Lands and just not tease that Wrath of the Machine's coming back at some point. I don't think it's going to come back with that update, don't get me wrong, but they're putting the assets in the game to be in the Plague Lands, like, everybody was going to go crazy, bro. But regardless, going back to the Plague Lands, Rods of Iron throwback, very excited for that. Core gameplay. drastically changing the core gameplay, bro. Armor 3.0, essentially weapons whatever 0.0 at this point. Bunch of new stuff we're going to be getting. Looks super cool. There's going to be a reason to go out and farm armor again, reason to go out and farm new weapons to min-max everything. It looks incredible. They got the new portal system. I'm going to just rewind this again so you have something to look at while I'm yapping. New portal system. It looks way more accessible to new players. It just looks less tedious for veteran players. I think it is going to be a crazy, crazy good change. And of course, obviously, we got this new content to also play with all the changes, which is dope. And on top of that, there also is now ways to test all these new things out. Fine range, solo, any strike you want to, no matter what. Like, it's just so good. That is literally just so good. All the events are free now. The only thing you have to pay for is the, I guess, big expansions. They were talking about how all the events are kind of getting upgraded to have all these hollow foils on the weapons. All the loot now looks dope because you can enhance everything. Again, kind of like with the hollow foils, like there's going to be some crazy things to farm. And bro, what else was there? I mean, obviously Ride of the Non coming out. The Star Wars DLC coming out. We're literally going to be playing Star Wars and Destiny, it looks like. We're literally getting legit lightsabers and the little blasters and stuff. That looks dope too. The multi-year saga, they said several years. Like, it's confirmed. They confirmed the 2 other DLCs as well that's coming out after Renegade. Like, bro, for anybody that said Destiny was dead, I hope they watched this and obviously ate their own words, because like they are cooking with this. I think the game's gonna be a lot more fun to play now, a lot more enjoyable to actually go out and farm things, a lot more enjoyable to go out and test things. It seems a lot easier to just play the game, play with friends in general. I'm very excited for this. We got a new raid coming out on the 19th. Let's rewind this again. We have 3 days to prepare, so it's going to be a very grind-heavy 3 days if you're going for that day 1 clear. And this is right around the corner. I mean, this comes out July 15th. Like, we have 2 months, so definitely time to start preparing. Saving bounties if you're going to do all that. Obviously, you don't really have to do that. But if you want to be in that day 1, obviously, this looks dope. The cinematics also look dope. I really can't complain about anything. Like, again, the only thing I kind of, I guess have a little, not complaint, like it's not a complaint, but like, I just wish if there were new aspects and stuff, they would have at least showed like 1 off for each class. And maybe they did, and I just missed it. Maybe I can go back and watch the gameplay. I don't think they did. All right, so I came over here and I'll pull up the gameplay trailer. I'm gonna kind of let this play in pause because I see things interesting. This is not gonna be like a full-on breakdown. I just kind of pause if I see anything super cool. Obviously, just the destination stuff. Obviously, this looks like somewhat of a ship. Maybe it could be a raid entrance. It's definitely Clover's Braid themed though. Maybe not. I don't know. I might be cooking too hard with that, but definitely some like futuristic themed stuff. This gives Tango Shore vibes for sure. This is probably a strike, maybe a mission. There's 3 Guardians running. Some new Fallen stuff. The Fallen twirling his gun, absolutely sick. Obviously, the new character, bro, just has a little Glock, it looks like. Some crazy new looking Fallen enemies. That's the new little like dark matter stuff. Puzzles, changing the environment around, everything of the sort. The train here that I think we saw. Okay, they were on the train. So we have a new weapon there, which I'll show off here in a second. Some new Vex enemies. So this just looks like an arc machine gun. This doesn't give exotic vibes off. It just seems like a legendary machine gun, maybe just like a destination themed one. Almost kind of gives Titan vibes in the background, honestly. This right here, which I thought was an exotic rocket launcher, seems to be just like a Scorch cannon, or not Scorch, I guess a suppression cannon, because it shoots out a void thing, and it also bounces. Seems like he shoots it into a thing, so yeah, it's definitely like bouncing. There's like some puzzle-esque going on. Hits that, and it probably cuts the lasers off or something. Oh no, it makes a teleporter. Teleport. Also, I forgot to mention, there's also new enemies. Right? Obviously, it's Fallen, but like there's new Vex type enemies, new Fallen type enemies that can fly around. This is a Strand Pulse Rifle for sure. The Pulse Rifle looks sick. It actually seems to have like a new weapon model too. They show not a new super. They show the final shape super off. Just going in for a little twirl here. Obviously, Hunter looks dope. Now here is this weapon. I'm not sure if this is I think this may just be bolt charge proccing, but there's you can't really see any abilities going off or anything. So maybe this is a perk, like you get a precision kill, a bolt charge comes down, kind of like Dragonfly. We'll see. But as you see, the hand cannon does have 3 charges, so it's almost just like a Borderlands gun, honestly. But it seems like he got the 3 charges, or maybe only got 2. But you can like swap this now and it's this Giga Lightning thing. This is probably an exotic. I don't think this is a legendary archetype, but now it shoots out a stasis shatter. So it looked like it was doing arc, and then now it's doing stasis. It makes crystals, looks like it has kind of like the ice flare bolts. That's probably an exotic, let's be honest. Another exotic hand cannon. But obviously, we have our new land beyond here. Just going through a bunch of enemies. We can literally get this today, though, so that's cool. And there's some more dark matter stuff. Again, this is mainly, it just seems like it's going to be for puzzles and stuff. Who knows? Maybe we can unlock some crazy abilities. A rocket launcher. I think it looks like it does strain damage. And then the unknown beckons. Crazy cutscenes. I mean, that was definitely giving Final Shape vibes for sure with all those faces and stuff. And like this is like a rundown city. There's some pyramid ships over here. He thought the pyramid ships were done. They're here for some reason. Maybe this is just like his like history, or like maybe like it's a flashback showing like the destruction of wherever he was at for the pyramid ships. But yeah, I think that's it for the gameplay trailer. Is there anything else we can look at? Apparently there's a trailer out for this armor here too. We're gonna go and look at this. We literally have more Star Wars armor. I'm not even gonna lie, it looks so cool though. The Hunter, oh my. I will say, the Warlock definitely got the least coolest one out of that. Look at this, bro, what? Dude, this armor looks sick. And this is a pre-order bonus, I think. This isn't even, I think if you pre-order, you just get these. Like, bro, what? We're quite literally gonna be running around in a Star Wars expansion with Star Wars armor. We're just playing Star Wars at this point. But anyway, I'm just gonna let this trailer play in the background as I do the outro. I think that's gonna do it all for me. Let me know what you all think about all this stuff in the comments below. I know I'm very, very excited. I cannot wait to jump into this. And again, it's just right around the corner. But anyway, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Peace.